All right, so thank you for now. Right, as I mentioned at the start of the program, an administrative court here in Seoul has blocked the requirement of vaccine passes at private academic venues. For more, CHOI MIN-JUNG joins me now. Min-Jung, welcome back.
Thank you for having me, Sunny.
Right, so how are authorities here responding to this legal setback?
Right, Sunny, the court decision is just the latest in a series of pushbacks against the government's new vaccine pass requirements. To soothe the public, Korean health authorities held a meeting on Wednesday morning and vowed to minimize any disruptions that may arise from the use of vaccine passes. Let's take a listen to what they said.
The government introduced the vaccine pass policy last November in a bid to protect the unvaccinated, curb the spread of the virus, and secure adequate medical capacity. We will try to relieve any discomfort that may arise regarding the passes in the future.
Right, and that is the stance of the government then. Min-Jung, do tell us a bit about the legal basis behind the court's decision.
Right, it was the court's decision that the new rules were infringing on the right to learn for the unvaccinated. Since early December, the government had imposed vaccine mandates at private academies and study cafes to tackle the rising number of student infections and to encourage vaccine uptake. But this latest court ruling is the first ever decision by the country's judiciary to apply the brakes on the government's vaccination policy. This also comes amid the growing backlash from parents and in the academic area, with a number of petitions being filed to the Blue House. The court says it is difficult to say that the unvaccinated pose a higher risk to places of learning, considering the number of breakthrough infections among vaccinated people. And following the decision, the government expressed regret and said it will appeal the ruling. Officials stressed that the vaccine pass is needed to protect the unvaccinated, who are more likely to fall seriously ill after contracting COVID-19. But for the time being, the adoption of vaccine passes at places of learning will be put on hold pending further court proceedings.
Right, and what looks to be the implication of this latest ruling for teenagers themselves?
Right, Sunny, this court ruling will indeed be important for teenagers in South Korea. The government plans to expand its vaccine pass mandates to teenagers starting March, which means they will not be able to study at places of learning without being vaccinated or submitting a negative PCR test. Once we have a final ruling on the vaccine pass mandate, it will ultimately decide whether or not this measure will be implemented. The idea was to counter the rising number of infections among teenagers, but the court decision also took into account the fact that children are less likely to become seriously ill or die from COVID-19 when compared to adults. Meanwhile, the vaccination rate among teenagers has risen with the government's decision to implement the passes. More than half of those aged 12 to 17 are now fully vaccinated, but we'll have to see what impact the ruling will have on the vaccination rates.
Right. Min-Jung, meanwhile, I hear health authorities have also addressed public doubts about the necessity of current restrictions.
You're right, Sunny, and there have also been claims that natural immunity provides more protection than vaccinations. And regarding this, the government on Tuesday said there is no available data suggesting this and explained that natural immunity is relatively weaker, especially when symptoms are mild. The government also reiterated the importance of social distancing measures, showing data that found mask wearing is only 10 to 50% effective in preventing transmissions, and therefore close contact has to be avoided.
All right, I see. Min-Jung, thank you for now. Stay with us for more talks.
Thank you.